We got 2 on the board and a proposal. The first one was with the CEO of a local nonprofit. They are expanding, adding a building. She's concerned about how their current company is going to handle that, their contact there left. They have 30 to 50 users. They do have physical servers, so that's set up for later this month. She wanted to get her CFO, controller, and maintenance people on that who handle IT. The second one was an RFP. I've been talking with the VP of Finance at this company for the past month or so. Talked to them a couple times. He finally let me know that their RFP was done. Told me to reach out to their purchasing manager, got the RFP from him and just sent it over to my client. That one's about 30 users, 1 location, should be good there. And then the same client also got a proposal out for 13.5 MRR, $13,500 MRR, and $20,000 in onboarding.
I set an appointment here with one of our roofing clients out in Omaha. The project that's going to be coming up, so they have about 106,000 square feet currently. We're going to walk around, look at some current maintenance stuff they have going on there. But later on this year or very beginning of next year, they have a $53 million addition going on, adding several buildings. One alone is 30,000 square feet. So they have 1 contractor, but they're looking for other bids. So we're going to get our hat in the ring there. So it should be really good. We're looking at the beginning of March for that.
Yeah, I had one today for Method Technologies out in Cypress, California. It's about 200 users. It was actually a reschedule from last fall that has since hired a new IT admin, and he wanted to sit down with the owner, Aaron, to discuss server expansion projects.
Just got an appointment for my IT client in Denver. So I actually have been I reached out to the controller. I've been speaking with him. I spoke with him last year, and he let me know they were working with someone, but he wanted me to reach back out beginning of this year. So I finally gave him that call, reminded him who I was, and let him know we were just really looking to have the introductory call with him. He was open to hear the services that we could offer. So I set the appointment for next week on Tuesday. It should be a good opportunity for us. They have about, he said, about 30 users, 2 locations. So it's going to be a good opportunity.
Got a pretty good one for our client out in Salt Lake City. I spoke with the assistant PM of an apartment complex. It's 116,000 square feet. When I was talking to her about their needs, she said they actually had some siding work that needed to be done ASAP. There was siding hanging off the building, so it's a really good sign. We do everything exterior-wise. So when I was speaking with her, the property manager did end up walking in, kind of talked to him a little bit about what they were looking at, made sure we were on the vendor list, and then he said we can stop by this Wednesday at 11 a.m. to give them a quote for that, along with any preventative maintenance they need done for their roof. So should be a pretty good one for our guys out in Salt Lake City on Wednesday.
Got one this afternoon for a roofer in San Francisco. I called a multifamily complex. I knew that within their management they had 4 different facilities. Trying to speak with the property manager. Ended up getting told that they weren't available, but had a really good conversation with the person who had answered the phone. Found out that she was the private equity investor for them. So she privately owned all 4 facilities to herself. And we went over some of the different projects that are coming about. Said that she has 1 property that she's looking to replace all the roofs, including the actual living areas and then a bunch of the carports. And she has 2 current roofers working on the project, but then one of them ended up dropping out. So said that perfect time for me to give her a cold call to be able to fill that space. Already have a really good idea what the scope is. She said she knows the property like the back of her hand. So we have a call tomorrow morning to discuss it, and then we're going to be going out on site.
A solid start to Monday morning. Anytime we get a few on the board on a Monday is a good Monday. So Ty got us rolling today. Ty, what'd you get?
I have 2 appointments today so far, both for my Texarkana roofer. One of them is with a hospital. It's with the facilities manager or the facilities director. It's a face-to-face meeting. They currently use another roofer, but they're a lot further away than we are. So figured this would be a good one to get on the board with. The other one is with it's like a mental health facility. They needed some replacements on their metal roof, some just kind of standard maintenance. Wanted us to come out and get a quote on it so that they could get working over it on the summer.
So yeah, set an appointment with our cleaner in Salt Lake City. with someone who owns, he has like a sauce company, so we're going to go in and do some deep cleaning there. Set that for second week in March, so it should be a good one as well.
And I got one for our IT client in Bowling Green, Kentucky. It's with a local telecommunication provider, right in their wheelhouse for user count, about 40 users. We're going to meet with them this Friday.
I'm going to call my shot for my roofer in Minnesota.
I'm gonna call my shot though for. Who am I gonna call my shot for today? IT out in the Bay Area.
It was with one of the president's buildings, so I'll just say that. Pretty big building, 650,000 square foot. They're looking to replace 2 of their chillers, and they're very large, so it should be at least $500,000 worth of replacements. So we're headed out there next Wednesday to make the initial introduction and potentially provide them a quote.
Getting some decent contact rate. I'm gonna call my shot though on my medical client. I got a feeling I'll give them something today.
Just had one I thought she was about to schedule, but ended up requesting an email and wants to talk next week. Just said she had some things going on, but that was for our new partner out in San Jose. Still determined to get them their first one this month. It's their first month, so I'm gonna go ahead and call my shot for San Jose IT.
I got one for our roofers out in Cincinnati. Ended up speaking with the operations director at this assisted living facility. Said the building's about 25 years old. They have a lot of gutter work going on right now, and there's a ton of wind damage to the roof. So it should be a good opportunity. We're going for a full walkthrough and to quote some projects in about 2 weeks.
Pretty good appointment. It's with a local manufacturer. I spoke with the IT manager there. Talked for about 17 minutes, so he gave me a lot of information on their infrastructure and what they're looking for. To sum it up, pretty much they have 105 users, 18 servers, 1 location. Currently outsourced for things like ERP, migration. What they're looking for right now is a new sonic wall vendor and just a partner to have to help them with their environment. So it should be a pretty good opportunity. We're going to meet with them next Thursday.
I got 2 appointments today, so I got one from my IT client in West Palm. Reached out. I actually spoke with the office administrator. I spoke with her last week. She wanted me to reach out today to get something scheduled, so I called her this morning and got something scheduled for this Thursday morning. They had a small opportunity. They had about 10 users. But she was, interested to hear what we could offer. And then I got another appointment for my client in Nashville. I reached out. I believe I spoke with the owner and pitched him, and he just was open to kind of hear what we had to offer. And another kind of small opportunity. This was about 15 users. But I set that one for next week, beginning of March on the 2nd.
I had some good conversations this morning, no appointments booked yet, but I feel like I'm going to get something this afternoon for my client up in Chicago.
I'll be able to get one, or at least one, later this afternoon.
Marge is holding us down. I think she's got 3 of her own, so she's keeping us afloat, and the rest of us will get her back this afternoon. But yeah, I'll be calling my shot probably in New Hampshire and New Jersey later this afternoon.
I got 3 this morning. 2 of them were in Tulsa for my roofer. The first one was with the church. It's 40,000 square feet. They have nothing in place, so we'll talk about some preventative maintenance. The next one was 158,000 square foot building with a manufacturer. They have some storm damage on one of their 7 buildings, so I think that's going to be a good opportunity for repairs. And then the last one was off an inbound call for Dayton, my roofer there, and it's a re-roof opportunity, 64,000 square feet, so excited about that one. Going to try to get 3 more this afternoon.
I'm calling my shot up in Wisconsin.
I'm calling my shot that I'm going to close out my last client that has an open need, and then we're going to get some extras for everybody else this afternoon.
Got a partner meeting down, got an 8 for our client out in Detroit. We just got to run a couple more meetings. Sounds like everything's going pretty well though. Got one for Zach this morning. He was having trouble getting this KDM locked down, so I kind of helped him out, showed him the ropes, but should be a really good one. Zach can kind of talk more about that, but not a bad day so far. We're looking to lock up the rest of the minimums before the end of the month, so super excited about it.
I'm going to be calling my shot for a 2-piece for FBC to lock up the minimums in the afternoon.
I've had a few good conversations. They're warm leads that'll be good down the road. I'm calling my shot on my Houston River this afternoon.
Calling my shot on my cleaning client here in St. Louis.
I got a pretty good appy for one of my clients in Melbourne.
We're working with a chain of clinics, and they have about 400 users, 10 locations, all on-prem servers. I think it should be a really good meeting.
Calling my shot on an office machine appointment this afternoon. Hopefully we can kind of get them squared away for the week and try back in the north later this week.
I got nothing, about 90 calls deep, but we are calling our shot. One of us three are getting an accounting one today. Got 3 people calling on the account. Got to make up some ground. So I'll be calling that after lunch. So calling my shot for Chicago accounting.
Calling my shot for the afternoon. Going to get 3 for my West Coast clients. Our client who started this month just got 3 new proposals today. So really excited to see how those progress. We have 2 of them that actually we started an email chain on regarding the budgets and aligning the quotes to what they're looking to get done right now, and then got one for roofer North Carolina. Spoke with the church, found the KDM, and he told me it was the perfect time to call. They actually just got a bunch of money back from insurance, so they're just sitting on it in their budget. He said he's ready to get some roof work done and be able to use the money.
Calling for a new client, actually doing some accounting stuff today. So I had a lot of good decision maker calls. We've come really close a couple times, but just keeping dials up, smiles up, and I think an appointment's going down here soon. So I'm calling my shot either for this cat or down in Phoenix. It's going down.
Calling my shot for a appointment set for my roofer out in Sacramento, and then definitely getting on the board with our accounting client in Chicago.
Had a couple of great partner meetings today with some of our happy partners.
Better than
that lunch, that first half flew by, man. Let me tell you. But yeah, the guys are having a bunch of great conversations. I know we're calling our shots to hit our numbers on a bunch of clients right now. We've got some good, active, hot, warm leads to follow up on today. So I'm calling my shot. I'm gonna snag one in Boston today. I'm feeling good. I got a bunch of good leads to follow up on.
I'm calling my shot in Kennesaw, Georgia.
I have 3 hot leads right now for PANA. I'm just literally trying to get them to commit to a time. So I should have them yellow by the end of the day, but that's kind of where I'm at.
I had good conversations this morning, but calling my shot for Logic TCG.
How we looking so far for the morning?
Got one.
One? Let's hear it. Talk about it.
There's not much to chat about. I sent this guy Deagle after leaving him a message, and he responded promptly, asking if he can meet at 3 o'clock today. And I said I got a meeting scheduled, so here's my booking link. And then he booked a meeting for tomorrow at 10:30 Central Time.
I know that guy is a good fit for what we do, so I look forward to that one. Looks like some of the other ones are from Maryville and SEMO this morning. Maryville's got 2, SEMO's got 2, we have 1, but done most of the one-on-ones yet. I think I got 1 more here to do this morning. But with some of the stuff from last Friday, got a busy day towards the end of the day. Do we have anything from last week that anybody wants to touch on? Good calls, appointments?
I got a good one Friday. Macon, Georgia, HVAC. He is getting ready to retire, but his son's going to take over. He seems really interested right now. He spoke to the rest of the office, and they're all on board too.
Okay.
Should be a closed deal. So Thursday, hopefully.
Closed deal Thursday. Love the sound of that.
Calling it, man.
Love the sound of that. Cool. I went through a few meetings this morning. We do have a signed agreement, probably the last one for the month of February for onboarding. Guy I pitched a couple years ago. Just goes to show you the process. If you can get someone's interest, even if they're small, you only need 1 meeting with them. If you do your part, we do our part, you just stay in touch with those guys and you just remind them who you are. Because now almost 2 years later, about a year and a half, last time I talked to him I think was November. I pitched him like August of 24. But he showed up. I'm like, hey man, I obviously remember you like it was yesterday. He did the same, straightforward. Within 30 minutes we go, signs up, and signs up with terms that we want. So it makes it real easy. So we've got 1 more there. That's new client number 10 sold this month. And then there are several more that are still sitting out there. I'm talking to a roofer in Philadelphia. I texted him over the weekend. We had a call for software that ended up turning into more of a business development call where we'll maybe have something next week for IT in Chattanooga. But at this point, let's finish out this month strong. We got renewals and new customers. We're trying to get obviously as many more as we can at the end of this week. You know, if we can get 3, 4, 5 more, being a decent spot for the month, you know. But that's all I got. I think we had 6 new clients sign up last week, so it was a pretty good start to get back on track. So that's all I got, guys. Let's get after it for the second half of the day. You know, again, we need to be shooting for 2 appointments minimum per day, per person. You know who you call. I'm thinking of doing a pipeline process training more thoroughly with stages and phases, how those should be worked, so that you guys aren't sifting through 100 different contacts in a market view. I want to make sure you guys understand definitively how it works. I got an old PowerPoint that I use. I may try to go and update it a little bit at some point, but it's very straightforward. Like, everything should be in cleansing unless you know they are a lead. Lead has to have certain criteria, right? You got to qualify them. You got to have the name, their title, their email, their phone number, so that we can get a hold of these people. So that way it's either a lead or it's going to be suspended. It'll only be one of those 2 things after you add a new company, like for pest control or accounting or HVAC. It's a brand new company. It's only going 1 of 2 ways. It's going to go into cleansing and then lead or suspended. Which one is it going to be? Or you might jump right to appointment if you get a lead on the phone. But I think that will help some of you guys with things like your contact rate and close rates, because a big part of show rates is who we're calling. It's not just doing all the right things, it's calling the right people. You know, have some red flags go up, spider senses go off if the owner's always picking up the main line. He has no cell phone. He says that the main phone is his cell phone. Not the worst thing, but it could mean they're small, so be aware of that. Website has a Gmail on it. Ask him, why don't you have a company email? Do you need us to help get one set up? You know, there's just so many ways it can go. Like we talked about several websites, and I did with Jesus, several others. And go look at some of the websites on our client page to get an idea in your industry of who the right types of people we're looking to work with. You know? Well, that's all I got. Let's go have a good lunch. Good start to the week so far, but let's get back after it, all right?
So I got out a post about the Cardinal spring training with the group photo. I made some posts about Trey Sterling down at SEMO. I'm doing social media for us as well as my client, so St. Patrick's Day post to follow for both of us, as well as an email marketing blast for my client. And then I got a post out about the all-team update from January, February 19th daily recap, as well as a closed deal from Tyler for his Grizzly client. And then I'm doing my 10 out of 10s and grading, and that's about it.
I've been working on the Arsenal Cup on Friday and all the details, the bracket, what food we're going to have, timing and everything like that. And then upcoming March calendar, trying to get that solidified and approved with Founders Day, and working on prep for the payroll meeting tomorrow.
Working on adding a couple little some stuff we missed on the journeys, so adding the counts for the actual executed emails sent, so adding that to the nodes so you can keep count of those being sent, and then just finalizing some of that, and then back to testing on it.
You can now add your own custom domain to send emails from. Once you add it, it'll show you the DNS records that you need to enter in, and then it'll notify you via email when it's verified. If you did enter them in, it'll notify you, the client, and then just working on handling the bounce stuff, complaints, and stuff like that to make sure we don't get flagged on AWS.
This morning, just doing the typical Monday social media, as well as kind of putting together a plan with Arnold about kind of how to improve the SEO on our own Arsenal website, getting some more leads through organic methods. So we'll be meeting with Aaron about that later this afternoon.
Kind of adding to what Lauren had said, I've been kind of auditing our website, just seeing what elements we should add to, to a newer website, looking at revamping our website. So meeting with Aaron on that later today, and then just getting back to getting all the social media scheduled for the week.
Big sourcing day for me. I have a couple calls later this afternoon for internal roles. I have an in-person interview scheduled for our client Ellis Mechanical tomorrow. I'm hoping to get an offer letter sent out to a guy I had in last week. So.
Just working on reports, and I'm also working on some new client stuff. I got a kickoff call this morning about to build, and then doing a follow-up this afternoon, and then just finalizing payroll so that way it's ready to be printed off tomorrow morning. And that's really it.
Yeah, so got a pretty good one today for my IT firm out in Destin, Florida. Ended up speaking with the owner of a company. They're starting a new division soon where they're going to be working with some government entities and needing to look into some compliance work. So he was interested in having just a discussion about some of the compliance and cybersecurity that we offer. They have about 60 end users. We're meeting this Friday and should be a pretty good conversation.
I got 2 appointments today. One, they're both basically for Dundee. One, their school has between 60 to 75 users, and then the other one's ginormous. They have 150 users in one of the schools, and this is actually 4 schools that are all connected. So they're all scheduled for next week, next Tuesday and Thursday, so I will have updates hopefully at that point.
I got a pretty good appointment today for my client in Wisconsin. It was with a large manufacturer in the area. They had 100 employees, but 50 of those are users. They have servers on site and in the cloud, so they're open for us to come out next week, kind of introduce ourselves. They're already outsourcing their IT work, so we're going to talk about the contract, see if we can beat out the other guys.
Got an appointment for my cleaning client here in St. Louis. It's about 67,000 square feet. It's an aluminum supplier, and they're looking at reevaluating.
I got one today for my client out in Green Bay. It's one I've actually been hunting down for a while. I talked to the executive vice president before the new year. She said that they were hiring a new CFO. Was able to follow back up and get in contact with the new CFO. Interested in seeing what we can bring to the table as a local resource and getting some more information on us. Obviously he's new to the role, but he wants to have a go-to guy, so we're going to get him a competitive quote, and we're meeting on site this Thursday. And then I have another one for my client out in Medford, Oregon. It's with a structural engineering company. Talked to the president. They have 4 locations, fully managed. I don't have an exact count, but it looks like it's about 80 users. But once they get a competitive quote from us, we're actually meeting next Monday via Teams meeting, so that should be a real good conversation as well.